This week on Sailing Lady Africa, Ricky carries on fairing the inside and outside of the boat, and we start framing our beds and doors.
Hey, Mr. Penguin. Where did you come from? You look like a little baby. I'm gonna phone the vet for you quickly.
Ricky found this fella walking to the boat and phoned the Penguin Rescue Center, and they said this poor baby was severely dehydrated and tired, but they ensured us they would take good care of him.
So after applying the primer, so I faired everything before I applied the primer, faired like 99%. Now after applying a primer, I saw there's still a few marks, so I went over that, and the primer is a epoxy primer. So I went over the epoxy primer with some more epoxy filler and just did the really small spots that I couldn't find before. These I hadn't done before, I left them unprimed, and that's it, finally faired down. That's the end result, and it's pretty smooth eh? It's had some dinks and bruises, so got them all out, but the end result's looking damn good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. We had some notches up there, so I faired all of that down, got it cleaned up, but for today we're just gonna get it primed.
It was time for the weekend, and I always sing to Ricky if there's no good music on the radio.
She broke your throat and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Why don't you sing with me?
Because I can sing.
It's Saturday, it's 6 o'clock, and we showered and we're all nice and squeaky clean.
Come taxi.
Oh, and I sorted out all our slips and chill slips, receipts, and organized that, put them all nicely in a file. Anyway, so that we could, at the end of our whole ordeal, make a cool video, say how much our costing was for everything, so we need to keep all the receipts, and yeah, and then we'll walk around in the mall, see what we can do.
The weekend was over and it was back to work. We had no resin or peel ply, so we had to make do with what we had that day. So we decided to do some small adjustments to our brackets that turned our table into one big bed. This entailed routering and sanding the brackets and readjusting them. It was lunchtime, so we stopped at the local grocer to get some grub.
You're making a backstopper for the fridge. The fridge doesn't waddle around.
We also decided to work on the compartments our trash can would be going into. With the minimal epoxy we had left, we managed to do a little bit of fairing in the boat. What happens when you have allergic reactions to epoxy? You have Vaseline like crap out of your hands.
Put some petroleum jelly.
Put some petroleum jelly.
As a barrier cream.
Put your gloves on. Put another set of gloves on.
And I wasn't allergic to it before. It seems like I'm getting a delayed reaction to this stuff. So now I know why people do liners. So they put liners in the factory to avoid having to get all the imperfections out of the wood. We're trying to get it as smooth as possible. I know we probably won't get it perfect, but if we get it close to perfect, I'll be happy. I say this stuff takes forever. Me and Moses have been doing this for the whole week. And I'm still bloody finding problems.
We are in bed still. It's Tuesday, it's a public holiday, and everything's closed. We can only get epoxy, fiberglass and peel ply, which we've run out on Thursday. So the work we wanted to do today cannot be done because yesterday we found out we needed more and we didn't have. So we're taking a stroll. Where are we, honey?
We're in the Bahamas, as you can see.
I wish.
Can you see all the palm trees?
Taking a stroll through PE's nature. We're at South Africa's Disneyland.
That's the Pumbaa.
Mona Pumbaa. Both his arms. Someone stole it. So Ricky's head is a little foggy.
Overheating.
He's overheating. His CPU is shutting down. What is the CPU?
Pentium 3.
So I made a nice little book for him about to-do list, and every day we're going to tick something off, hopefully off of the list.
Since the public holiday was over, we managed to get the wood we ordered to start our framing of our doors and beds. This involved a lot of measuring, cutting, drilling, routering, and sanding.
So we got these profiles, so I just gave them the sizes, and the carpenters cut it up, and now what I'll do is I'll router the edges, trim the lengths that I need, fit them in place, do the pilot holes and the recesses, and then I'll fit them all in, and then yeah, they'll look like the trim that we installed up front there. and this is to block the mattress from coming off the bed. So it's going to be an end, and it also forms about, so it's partially cosmetic, partially functional. Once it's not done yet, we've still got to do the sanding and that. But if you can see, there we've routed it down, and we've got the edges a little bit rounded. So what that will allow is that if something hits it, it won't leave a mark as easily as if it was a sharp edge. And then we've got our pilot holes in there. So now that will be the end plank to go and hold the bed, and then we'll do epoxy fillet on the edge to round it off nicely. So we're not done yet, but I just routed the edges on this one here. And these are 40 by 10 mils. And so that's what our current frames look. Obviously you can just see it's the laminated ply. And so this edge will go in first like that, and it will be trimmed flush. This is just the wrong size for you, so I'm just using it as an example. So it'll be perfectly flush on there, and I'll screw it in and epoxy it, and then this piece will come and sit over there, obviously without the gap. So what you're looking at the top there, that's exactly what it will be. We'll make that frame right around everywhere. This week I'm just waiting. I ordered some other ones to come for you, but they haven't come yet. It'll be the flush. Instead of me doing this, I just use this as an example. But here I'd have to router these edges off. So I've got some that are the precise size of the bulkheads. So I'll put that strip in, and then do the build-ups on the side, and then we'll be for away. But yeah, it's beautiful wood. Pity we got to paint it. That's, I know a lot of people watching like, oh my gosh, you can paint expensive wood, but it is what it is. So I cut the length of what it was and chopped off that end. Now she'll fit in there. And now we'll do the routering, and so the edging, and then put our holes in there to secure it. And yeah, that will hold the mattress. So that's the end result once we've sanded it and routed the edges. That's how she looks. And now we'll epoxy her in, and that takes a fillet of epoxy over there, fillet at the bottom, takes a fillet over there, and a fillet on the side, and at the bottom there and on the side. And now that holds the mattress from coming out. That's what our new edging looks like. So from pretty much a raw plank like that to an edge that we're going to use like that with all the pilot holes already in. All the holes in already and sanded, and now we'll fit her in, and then
epoxy when epoxy comes.
Epoxy when epoxy comes out.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe below if you haven't already, and click on the bell which will notify you when we upload a new episode every week. If you would like to support our production and become a patron, a link is in the description below. Stay tuned till next week when our framing starts to come together.